Hello everyone, and welcome to a new educational video on common collocations. Collocations are combinations of words that frequently go together, making our speech and writing sound more natural and fluent. Today, we'll explore some of the most common collocations, provide example sentences, and practice using them in context. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how to use these word combinations effectively. Additionally, we've included comprehension questions to help reinforce your learning. So, let's get started on this journey to mastering collocations. The importance of learning common collocations. Fluency and naturalness make speech and writing sound more like a native speaker. Improved comprehension enhances understanding of spoken and written language. Effective communication reduces misunderstandings and clarifies messages. Enhanced vocabulary expands and deepens vocabulary usage. Cultural insight provides insight into cultural norms and usage. Better writing skills improves coherence and quality of writing. Time efficiency speeds up language learning by learning chunks. Reading and listening proficiency aids in quicker, more accurate comprehension. Confidence building boosts confidence in language use. Overview. Invite common collocations. Examples: reading stories, interactive questions, matching questions, sentence completion questions, multiple choice questions. Common collocations. Invite. Let's begin with set 1 of invite collocations. These are essential phrases for everyday English. We'll look at examples and practice using them. Let's dive in. Invite someone to a party. Invite someone for coffee. Invite someone to a private gathering. Invite someone as a guest. Invite attention. Invite trouble. Invite someone over. Invite someone for a movie night. Invite someone to a chat. Invite opposition.
Examples: Lucy decided to invite her colleagues to a party at her house this weekend. Jake called Grace to invite her for coffee and catch up after a long time. Amelia was thrilled when she was invited to a private gathering with famous authors. The school principal invited a famous scientist as a guest for the annual science fair. Wearing bright neon clothes in a formal setting will definitely invite attention. Ignoring safety rules at work can invite trouble. Tom decided to invite his neighbors over for a barbecue. Sophia invited her best friend for a movie night at her place. The manager invited the new employees to a chat to make them feel comfortable. The government's new policy is likely to invite opposition from the public.
Caroline's new connections. Caroline had just moved to a new city and wanted to make friends. She invited her neighbors over for coffee and later decided to invite them to a party at her house. That evening, she met Olivia, who invited her for a movie night the following weekend. As they got to know each other, Olivia told Caroline about an upcoming book club, which was a private gathering of book lovers. Seeing Caroline's enthusiasm for reading, Olivia decided to invite her to the private gathering, knowing she would enjoy the discussions. Caroline was excited when she was invited as a guest to one of their meetings. A few days later, Caroline met Daniel, another book club member, at a local cafe. He was friendly and welcoming, so she invited him for coffee to get to know him better before the next meeting. However, during the book club discussion, Caroline shared her strong opinions on a controversial topic and unknowingly invited opposition from some members. Her passionate speech also seemed to invite attention from the entire group, making her feel slightly uncomfortable. One of them, Daniel, warned her that speaking so bluntly could invite trouble. Realizing her mistake, she apologized and later received a message from Olivia, who invited her to a chat to clear things up. By the end of the evening, Caroline felt more comfortable in her new city, knowing she was making meaningful connections.
Matching questions. Match the scenarios with the correct phrases. Invite attention. Invite someone to a party. Invite someone for coffee. Invite someone as a guest. Invite someone to a chat. After the meeting, Henry blank, Aurora blank, to continue their conversation in a more relaxed setting. Chloe decided to blank, all her colleagues blank, at her house to celebrate her promotion. The TV show blank, a famous author blank, to discuss his latest book. The manager blank, the new employee blank, to discuss his progress. Wearing a bright red outfit to a formal business meeting would certainly blank.
Let's continue. Let's begin with set 2 of invite collocations. These are essential phrases for everyday English. We'll look at examples and practice using them. Let's dive in. Invite someone to an event. Invite someone to a meeting. Invite someone for a discussion. Invite someone for a drink. Invite criticism. Invite danger. Invite someone to a webinar. Invite someone for an interview. Invite someone to an online meeting. Invite someone for lunch.
Examples. My boss invited me to an event celebrating the company's anniversary. The manager invited the entire team to a meeting to discuss the new project. The teacher invited the parents for a discussion about their children's progress. After work, James invited his colleagues for a drink at a nearby cafe. Rushing to publish an article without checking facts can invite criticism. Driving too fast on icy roads can invite danger. Stella invited her students to a webinar about career opportunities. The Our department invited 3 candidates for an interview next Monday. The professor invited the class to an online meeting to discuss the assignment. Zoe invited her new colleague for lunch to welcome her to the company.
Adrian's career breakthrough. Adrian worked in marketing and was eager to expand his network. One day, his boss invited him to an event where he could meet industry experts. At the event, he met a senior manager who later invited him for a discussion about new marketing trends. After a productive chat, the manager invited David for a drink, where he mentioned that his company was hiring. Excited about the opportunity, Adrian applied for the job and was soon invited for an interview. While preparing, he made sure not to rush his presentation, as he knew that presenting incomplete ideas could invite criticism. On the interview day, Adrian drove carefully, knowing that speeding in heavy rain could invite danger. Luckily, he arrived safely, and after a successful interview, he was offered the job. His new manager immediately invited him to a meeting to introduce him to the team. A few days later, his supervisor invited him to an online meeting with clients to discuss upcoming campaigns. Later, his colleagues invited him for lunch to celebrate his new role, and he even received an email inviting him to a webinar about leadership skills. It was the perfect start to his new career.
Sentence completion questions. Read the sentences below and fill in the blanks with the correct collocations from the list. Invite criticism. Invite someone for a drink. Invite someone for a discussion. Invite danger. Invite someone to an event. Invite someone to a meeting. Invite someone to a webinar. 1. Nora decided to blank her best friend blank because they both loved attending art exhibitions. 2. The CEO blank the team blank to discuss the company's future strategy. 3. After a long day at work, Jake blank his colleague blank to unwind and chat about their upcoming project. 4. Driving too fast on icy roads can blank, especially in bad weather conditions. 5. The professor blank me blank to talk about my research project in more detail. 6. After the conference, the speaker blank attendees blank where he shared insights about online business growth.
Let's carry on. Let's begin with set 3 of invite collocations. These are essential phrases for everyday English. We'll look at examples and practice using them. Let's dive in. Invite someone to follow a page. Invite someone to dinner. Invite someone to a members-only event. Invite someone to join a group. Invite someone to a conference. Invite someone to a wedding. Invite someone to speak at an event. Invite someone backstage. Invite someone to a VIP event. Invite someone on a trip.
Examples. The influencer invited her audience to follow her page for daily travel tips. John invited his parents to dinner at a fancy restaurant. Madeline was excited when she was invited to a members-only event at the art museum. The fitness coach invited new members to join the group workout session. The professor invited his students to a conference on climate change. Natalie invited her childhood friend to her wedding next summer. The organization invited a well-known scientist to speak at the event. The lead singer invited his best friend backstage after the concert. Alice won a contest and was invited to a VIP event with celebrities. Jack invited his cousin on a trip to explore the mountains.
Lydia's year of adventures. Lydia was a travel blogger who loved sharing her experiences online. She often invited people to follow her page to see her latest adventures. One day, she received an exclusive invitation to a members-only event for travel influencers. There, she met a famous author, who later invited her to a conference about digital storytelling. At the event, she joined a group of travel photographers, who exchanged tips on creating engaging content. Inspired by their work, Lydia invited her friend Maria to join the group, knowing she would love their discussions. That same evening, Lydia's best friend Mark invited her to dinner to celebrate her success. Over dinner, he told her about a contest, where the winner would be invited to a VIP event with famous travel photographers. Excited, Lydia participated and won. At the event, she met a filmmaker, who invited her backstage at a major film festival. Her luck continued when her favorite fashion brand invited her to speak at an event about travel photography. Meanwhile, her cousin James, inspired by her adventures, asked if he could travel with her, so Lydia invited him on a trip to South America. Amid all the excitement, Lydia received a surprise wedding invitation. Her childhood friend was getting married and had invited her to the wedding. She happily accepted and even helped plan the honeymoon destination. It was a year full of unexpected opportunities and unforgettable moments.
Multiple choice questions. Read the sentences and circle the correct one. 1. Naomi decided to blank, to stay updated on their latest recipes and cooking tips. A. Invite someone to a wedding. B. Invite someone backstage. C. Invite someone to follow a page. 2. The company organized a special networking event and blank to discuss new business strategies. A. Invited someone for a drink. B. Invited someone backstage. C. Invited someone to a members-only event. 3. Hannah was thrilled when the photography club blank, as she had always wanted to connect with fellow photographers. A. Invited her to join a group. B. Invited her to a VIP event. C. Invited her to a conference. 4. Liam was excited when his best friend blank at a 5-star restaurant to celebrate his promotion. A. Invited him to dinner. B. Invited him on a trip. C. Invited him to a conference. 5. The famous author was honored when the university blank about creative writing. A. Invited her on a trip. B. Invited her to speak at an event. C. Invited her to a wedding. 6. After winning the contest, Ruby couldn't believe she had been blank, where she met some of her favorite actors. A. Invited to a VIP event. B. Invited someone for a drink. C. Invited to an online meeting.
Thank you for joining this educational video on common collocations. We hope you now have a clearer understanding of how to use these essential word combinations. Remember, the key to mastering collocations is practice and exposure. Continue to read, listen, and use these collocations in your daily communication. Don't forget to test your understanding by answering the comprehension questions. If you have any questions or need further clarification, feel free to reach out in the comments below. Keep practicing, and you'll see your language skills improve in no time. Have a great day, and happy learning!